Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5.
With that, Shawn Eichorst's employment here at the university has ended as of today.
UNL's athletic director fired today, effective immediately. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
The decision to let Shawn Eichorst go came earlier today.
That's right. Many hoping to turn things around, especially when it comes to football and basketball. Channel 8 Eyewitness News sports director Brett Edwards joins us now with more on tonight's top story. Brett?
Stunning news this afternoon as UNL Chancellor Ronnie Green and President Hank Bounds announced the firing of Shawn Eichorst as Nebraska's athletic director. The press release was sent out around 1 p.m., followed by a press conference at 2:30. Eichorst was notified today, as well as the football coaching staff. Green and Bounds reiterated the fact that this decision was not based on football alone, but striving for a higher level of competitiveness across all sports. A search firm will be hired and consultants will be involved, including Tom Osborne. The search for a new athletic director is already underway.
We take pride here in doing things right and in doing the right thing, and that won't change in the future. This is not an either-or option. We can and should win in that kind of environment. I know that you've seen the news that we've opened a search for a new leader of Husker athletics. With that, Shawn Eichorst's employment here at the university has ended as of today. While we deeply appreciate that work and all of his efforts, those efforts have not translated into the on-field excellence that we expect. Our fans and our student athletes deserve leadership that drives the highest levels of competitiveness on the field, as well as excellence across all facets.
Here's a look at Shawn Eichorst's tenure while at Nebraska. He was hired in October of 2012, so just shy of 5 years here at Nebraska. He did help Nebraska win 3 national championships, 2 in bowling and 1 in volleyball. Nebraska won 10 Big Ten championships during his tenure. 36-21, Nebraska's football record while Eichorst was here. The Huskers just 19-14 in Big Ten play. The now former AD released this statement following his firing, quote, "While I am deeply disappointed in the decision today, I am grateful for the wonderful years that my family and I have spent at Nebraska. I am proud of how our student athletes, coaches, and staff represented this great university and state, and I am confident that the future is bright for Nebraska athletics." Now, Eichorst is owed $1.7 million on his contract that was to run through June of 2019. Ronnie Green and Hank Bounds hope to name an interim athletic director sometime soon. Some people have brought up Trev Alberts, a former Husker who is currently the athletic director at UNO, but let's not speculate too much. Keep in mind, Mike Riley was Shawn Eichorst's hire. You also want to keep in mind, don't lose this in the shuffle, Tim Miles is back for another year. Mike Riley is still the head football coach. His 1-year contract extension through 2020 will be honored. The Huskers do still have a game in 2 days. The timing of this, very odd. Phil Bergman is live now outside of the stadium with more. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Brett, I'm right now outside of Memorial Stadium where Nebraska's currently practicing inside for their normal Thursday practice, prepping for the Rutgers game on Saturday. The media is starting to line up ahead of head coach Mike Riley's post-practice interview, which will be taking place today between 5:10 and 5:30 p.m. This has been a tumultuous week for both the Huskers program and athletic director, now former athletic director, Shawn Eichorst. Let's take a quick look at the timeline of the past week and a half. Last Tuesday, Shawn Eichorst did announce an extension of head football coach Mike Riley's contract, and also the new Big Ten schedule for the 2020 and 2021 seasons were announced as part of this new contract. Nebraska will not be playing on Black Friday as they've been doing for the last 30 years in the final week against Minnesota. However, on Thursday, both Shawn Eichorst and Mike Riley spoke to the media and flipped their statement regarding Black Friday home games, and Eichorst said he's now talking with Minnesota about playing that game on Black Friday in those seasons. On Saturday, as we all know, the Huskers were upset here at home against Northern Illinois, and after the game on Saturday, Eichorst did speak to the media and called the loss to the Huskies unacceptable, and then today he was fired as the athletic director. The biggest question coming out of today and his firing specifically on Thursday is the timing, because the Huskers do have a home game in only 2 days and open the Big Ten season against Rutgers.
Obviously, we've had a conversation with Coach Riley. We know that there will be that speculation. We expect the Huskers to compete on Saturday, regardless of where we are in the search process. So I think it's important to recognize that we expect our players, our coaches to compete. Clearly, the Northern Illinois issue just occurred, and so, I mean, obviously, the folks will make what they will out of that. But as the Chancellor just mentioned, we expect our teams to compete on every playing surface.
Chancellor Green did mention at today's press conference that Shawn Eichorst will still be paid $1.7 million. That will be paid throughout 2019 as per his contract agreement. Speaking of contracts, he also said that Mike Riley's contract is still signed and the extension will go through. Head coach Mike Riley, we did get the email. He'll be talking between 5:10 and 5:30 p.m. We'll have full coverage and we'll go live to that press conference once it happens here at Memorial Stadium. I'll now send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Phil. I talked